give you the option.
Welcome everybody to The Option, episode 4. Gentlemen, welcome back. I've got with me Nick, I got Frank, I got Sam, and of course, last but not least, I got Philly. How you guys doing, boys?
What's up?
Good, buddy.
All right. You guys sound excited. You guys ready to talk about football today?
Oh, is that what we're here to do? I didn't really. Okay, wait a minute. Let me.
Well,
I gotta.
You talk football differently than the rest of us do because you're a Broncos fan. So
very,
I mean, all your
true.
Football interpretation is completely whack. But the rest of us, I mean,
right?
Well, maybe
Can we
not
talk
Frank,
about something different this week?
He's a Lions fan.
Yeah, for real. Based on our picks this week, maybe we don't know anything about football, and we should change the topic.
So we're not going to bring up our picks and our records. All we're going to bring up is the fact that the Cowboys won. Me and Nick are happy, and that's all that matters.
The Broncos won too.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. But
and so did Phil's team.
Thanks, Sam.
But
49ers.
Somebody else.
The only
bang, bang.
Yeah,
sorry, Frank.
Only one team.
Frank, I think we were just so excited to hopefully be here this week saying Detroit won that we all took Detroit and we're like,
Oh man,
what were we thinking?
you guys got my hopes up.
We also took Jacksonville. What the hell are we thinking there? There were some picks that we
You know,
made. I'm just like, what?
We
were
just
we
got on the
doing?
underdog train, right? One person,
Oh,
like I was
man.
saying, one person would be like, I think I'm going to take Jacksonville this week. And everyone would be like, fuck, if Jacksonville wins, they're going to get a free game.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take Jacksonville.
Maybe this. That's right. Maybe this person is a genius. We should listen to
man,
that.
it just took one
We're
guy.
all idiots.
Oh man, it
Bunch
just took
of
one guy.
lemmings. Hey, we're just jumping off the cliff. It's not a problem.
I'm going to plead the fifth. I'm going to say I wasn't feeling well last week. I had a headache. I don't know. There was something wrong with me, so I'm going to go with that. And
We've
just,
been doing this for a long time. I mean, obviously not the podcast, but picking football games, following football. It's a sport we love. This happens all the time. I mean, it's funny that it happened to all of us, and we all decided to be a bunch of idiots, but
man.
it happens.
Hey, it's Tuesday.
I
Maybe
just
it's the start
followed
of
you
something
guys.
new.
I just,
Yeah, maybe
you
it's
know,
the start of something new, guys. Maybe we should just try to mix it up a little bit. You know.
I think that's what we tried to do last week, and that's what happened, Sam. This is the mixing up.
No. I mean.
Yeah,
Like
we gotta
should
go back.
follow
He
the
means
trends.
if the
is what
first
I'm
two
saying.
people pick the same team, everyone else picked the other team.
Right. That's exactly it.
All right. From now on, Frank and Sam, you pick first, and the rest of us will pick after.
It's
All
Tuesday
right.
here as we're recording, guys.
Perfect.
I'm still drinking, so you guys want to join me? I mean, by all means, salute.
Frank, have you been drinking since Sunday night? That's the problem.
Sunday about 105.
He's been drinking since the start of the season. His team hasn't won. He's gonna not stop until his team
We
wins.
may
He's
need to
pretty drunk.
start checking into an AA meting there, Frank. Depending
How
on
about a
what
Lions?
you're
How about a
doing.
Lions
Question
Anonymous?
Is that A&W root beer in that
That
mug?
is not. That's a special concoction I just made up. It's,
Oh man,
it's actually a nice mix of brio
Really?
and this
Oh,
mixed coffee
very
liqueur.
nice.
So it's an evening after
So
dinner.
fancy, Frank. I didn't realize
do
how
you
fancy
do you
were.
deliver, Frank? Because I
I
could
can
take
mix
one
it
of
up.
those.
Yeah, come on by.
All right, I like it.
You're the fanciest Detroit Lions fan I know. Well, actually, you're the
Only
only
Detroit
Detroit,
Lions.
Lions
That's what
fan
I know.
I'm
Dude,
the
we'll
only
It is
one.
all-
record a
only.
podcast all together at Frank's place when Detroit wins. We can all have a special cocktail.
So
So
never not happening.
It's never
eh?
gonna happen.
Don't let the poor guy's hopes sit there for a while. He's already doing that now for a win, let alone, jeez. Oh man. Anyways, what a week it was. We had some fun football, some really good games. So starting off with that Green Bay game versus the Cardinals on Thursday, which was fun. Leading into Sunday, we had some good games. And then we had some really bad ones, like that KC Giants game last night was horrible.
Come on, Travis.
So much for
Kelce.
that.
Terrible.
Yeah, so
Napoli.
much for that bounce back by Kansas City.
My favorite was this morning. Frank put Kelsey on the trade block in 2 leagues.
No, that was last night. I put that up.
That was during the game.
I told you, man.
Sam, you called that.
I should have done it a week
Sam,
ago.
you called that.
Sam
beginning
called
of the
that at the
season.
beginning of the year. He's like, no, we should put him out. I think it's just a little early. And now, everyone, you can't sell him if you wanted to.
Oh.
What happened?
The
I'm-
Chiefs are
I
broken,
do need a tight
man.
end
It's
for
not
this week. If
good.
you guys are selling, I'll give you guys a fifth at least. I think that's a good value.
You mean you don't
Okay,
want to
DM
trade your
everybody.
top quarterback for a tight end?
No. Yeah, Phil and I got trades this week in one of our leagues. this is you guys might be sitting down for this one. I was offered Darren Waller for Josh Allen straight up, no picks involved, in a 2-quarterback league where it's a half-point PPR on the tight end side. And Phil was offered that same Darren Waller for was it Dak or your other quarterback, or Lamar?
It was for Lamar, and
it was Lamar.
Just to add to it, I currently have Mike Gesicki and Kittle on my bench. So what I would need a third tight end for, I don't know.
I'm 1-6 in that league. I think I had a record of 5 straight weeks of 5 straight QB2s getting hurt and getting me less than a point. So it was a fun start in that league. And yes, Frank, it's a league that we're in as well. You know the culprit.
Oh, so what's he trying to trade? Maybe I can
for no reason. That guy there, that's the one.
Just don't give him any more good players.
Oh man. Anyways, yeah, so that was how my day started, and then we had all the stuff that happened. We got lots of news. Today was NFL trade deadline. Gentlemen, was it fun?
Von Miller got traded. That's about it.
I didn't even know what happened. It was just, it came and went.
Absolutely nothing, buddy.
What was today? What do we have today?
That's my point.
There was a bigger trade yesterday than it was.
That was before
this yesterday.
Deadline, though. That's what I'm saying. Yesterday was a better day.
Oh man.
Today there was 2 trades.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, we're for the people listening, we're from Toronto, in Canada there, and when the NHL has trade deadline day, I mean, all the sports stations across the board have, they shut down for the day where they're just talking about Trade Central, trade craziness, and they have all these guys up and whatnot. I'm on the NFL Network. I'm on all these other channels. I'm sitting there and no one's talking trade deadline. It was a little bit this morning on Good Morning Football, and then after that, it's just like there's nothing else. It's like, oh, okay, and then you're just waiting until 4, and then nothing happens. It's like, what is the point? Maybe it's too early in the season. They got to move it back a little bit. Like, there's so many games, especially now that you added another one. Maybe, get it a little closer to the playoffs. Maybe you'll have more action, but it's so boring.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're like the Lions, you're not out of it. You know what I mean? But I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe it should be a couple weeks back.
Insulting the Lions because it's the only team in this chat that you can actually say you're better than.
I can't even defend it.
I mean, you got to pick your battles.
I just find it funny that teams have no problem trading players left, right, and center on draft day for draft picks. But when you're trying to make a push, you need a couple pieces. Nothing ever happens on trade deadline. Most teams could go out and trade a 5th for a viable piece.
The only real push, I guess you can consider is the Rams trade with Broncos, right? They're trying to win now with Vaughn.
Well, they
right?
replaced Kenny Young, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's a win now type of thing where they're saying, "Hey, man, we got to make a big push over the next year in order for us to get there, and we need a piece in the middle there to help us, right?" So, but other than that, there was really nothing else that happened.
No, there was
nothing of note.
Let's get on to that. Sorry,
I was just saying, nothing of note.
Yeah, I agree. There was just a horrible, just sitting there till 4 was useless. But speaking of that trade, Sam, I'm a little scared being in the NFC, and a team's going to have to go possibly into LA in that stadium and play Aaron Donald, the newly acquired Von Miller, and Jalen Ramsey in the back, plus all the other pieces they have on defense.
You should be.
And then when you finally get the defense off the field, you have to worry about Matt Stafford, the ridiculous Cooper Kupp. Darrell Henderson's looking great. Robert Woods.
Yep. They might be the dark horse, man. They might be the dark horse of this.
I don't think there's no dark horse.
No, but I mean, now, especially now.
They're the contenders, and they've been contenders.
They're definitely a contender, for sure.
It's scary. And I think we finally solved the question. Jared Goff was the problem. Sorry, Frank. But he.
Where's he now again, Frank?
He is garbage.
Yeah, that's right.
He's on Detroit. I don't know if he's playing, but he's there.
I don't think he plays anymore. He played the first 2 weeks.
I gotta say, in all my Lions groups I'm in on Facebook and whatnot, there's so many guys that kept bitching about Stafford, and Stafford always messes up and never wins a big game. It's the reason we're not good. And now look what happened. The year before we had him,
wait a second. These Lions groups you speak of, right? How big are they? 3, 4 people? What are you looking at?
That's on the high end.
No, they're big, man. It's
Even the
official
media used to
Lions
trash
group on
Stafford
Facebook.
a
You
lot
check it
too.
out. There's tons of guys that says Stafford was the
Oh,
problem.
no question.
I agree.
It's like,
He
come
is.
on, he's the greatest quarterback we've ever
You are
had.
definitely going to be
He was
hurting
not the
until you
problem.
figure that problem out. I mean, hopefully, I don't think it'll be long because I think it's just this year you got to pay for his contract and then he can walk, right? I think.
He's off the books, next year.
Yeah, so I don't think you're going to resign him, and I think they're going to let him walk and take the first round pick you're going to get. And who's the first overall quarterback this year? What are you looking at? Is it Spencer Rattler? Is it who else
Matt
is up
Corral
there?
right now, maybe.
I think he
No, I
dropped
don't
a little
think
bit.
Is it
didn't he?
Spencer
So
Rattler anymore?
it's Sam
guy-
Howell.
He doesn't even
is
play,
up
does
there.
he?
Yeah, Howell's up there. Matt Corral's
Mills.
up there.
Yeah, there's a few.
I think it's
it'll be-
Howell.
don't put him to the Lions. They're going to ruin their careers there.
So as for the trade, though, I mean, I kind of a Denver Broncos fan. I mean, I love Von Miller. He's obviously one of the all-time greats, and obviously Super Bowl MVP, and will never be forgotten. But I actually like this trade for Denver, to be honest with you. I really do. I think that they're looking, it's rebuild time in Denver, right? Like, I mean, we need to solve the quarterback issue, obviously, but he's coming to the end of a 6-year contract. He's going to, be asking for quite a bit of cash. And at the end of the day, we may not even resign. So, I mean, when we look at the picks that we got, I think we got off light. We have to pay him, I think $9 million or something like this year. And then we're done. And we have, second round pick, third round pick. I think it's actually not a bad deal considering where we are and what we need in terms of pieces. We have a young team like now with, hopefully Chubb is back and he's healthy. We have the defensive back core. Like, I mean, it's becoming a very young team. Judy on the other side. Like, so I think, Sutton, there's a lot of really good pieces there that I think we could build with. So I'm actually not mad at it, even though I love Von Miller and he is, to me, one of the great linebackers in the NFL, maybe of all time. He's up there for sure, top 10 for sure. So, but I think his time maybe was done with Denver.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sam. I really like this trade for Denver specifically. I mean, it works for LA for this year for sure, and maybe for next year, assuming he can stay healthy for the rest of the season. But I really like this for Denver because you've got both a second and a third round pick. That could easily be 2 starting defenders next year in the draft.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
They got a second and a third?
Yeah, second and a third, I believe.
Second day picks, whatever that means. They didn't say the exact.
That's right.
No, I think it's a second and a third round. I think Phil's right.
Did they announce it? Okay.
Yeah, no, they said
Either
second
way,
and
I mean,
third
that's
round.
still you're right,
Yeah.
Sam. And plus, with the way trades go these days, I mean, a second and a third is like pretty high end considering because NFL trades you never get
For sure.
huge pieces for these guys to begin with. So,
Yep.
Yeah, no, I like it. I still like it for the Rams too. I mean, they're going to be scary. You double team
100%.
Donald, and then you got Von Miller to problem now, and then it's just like okay, and then you
try to go deep. You got Ramsey. Like defense. Like if you look back at our Super Bowl 50 championship. Like I mean, yeah, okay, Manning was the quarterback, but Von Miller won that championship for us. Defense won that championship.
Didn't Manning not throw over 200 yards and 0 touchdowns
didn't.
in that game?
Yeah,
any
exactly.
one of us could have probably stepped in there and done the
Right.
same job he did, right?
Well, I mean, maybe not Rush, but I mean, anyway. But
Hey, the Rams after they drafted, they never work out anyway, so they just trade them away. Well, better luck that way. That's got to be the philosophy.
Yeah, well, I think
Yeah.
I was looking at their picks for the rest of this season. For the draft coming up, and their picks for the draft coming up.
They have like a fourth.
Hold on here,
Yeah.
I have it. No, they have. I think they have a 6th and a 7th, if I remember
it's like
correctly.
one of our buddies in fantasy.
I marked it down. I remember I was laughing about it in one of our group chats. Yeah, they draft the way he plays fantasy football. It's crazy. So the first round pick was traded to the Lions. That was for Stafford. The second round pick was traded to the Broncos. The third round pick traded to the Broncos. They still own a compensatory pick via a Brad Holmes hire. I don't know who that is. So they got a third.
Lions, he was the Lions GM. Yeah.
Okay. They traded the 4th round pick to the Texans. They own the 5th. They traded the 6th to the Patriots, and they own a 7th and the Dolphins 7th. So going into the draft, they have a 3rd, a 5th, 2 7ths. That's all they have. But
And the next year, the Lions have their 1st and 3rd
yeah, well,
in the year after.
talk about win now, right?
Holy.
This is the definition of win now. Because
I mean, as long as
Yeah, but exactly. If you look at that trade that they did, getting Stafford alone in that part, I mean, that's their
Well,
win. They don't care about the draft picks.
If
That's
they win.
because
What
only
Stafford
they knew
done for
how
them
bad
this year,
Goff really was.
you know.
Now we all know how bad Goff is, and
Well,
that, yes,
there you
it's
go.
a huge win.
and as long as they
But you know what? When you think
Yeah.
about the actual trade, I mean, listen, we all said it's great for Denver, but when you look at like most trades being one sided or a clear winner, I think that this is almost like balanced. Like I think each team got what they needed. You know what I mean? Like, and so they're like, even though I think if we have to look at it, the Broncos do edge them out in terms of what they received, but I think they got what they
You
needed.
can't say that now, though,
like,
Sam, until you know who those two picks are. Because for all you know, those two picks end up being duds and you get nothing. I mean,
right. No, it's
Yeah.
true. Very true. Or you could parlay it and maybe trade it for something else. Who
Yeah.
knows down the road what you could do with
but
it.
as of right
So,
now,
I
yes,
mean,
it's a win-win both sides, and we'll see what Denver can do. Maybe they turn. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not going to probably get a Von Miller back in any of those two picks, but
Nope.
they can fill some holes, and you should be good to go from there. So that was the biggest trade that wasn't on trade deadline day of the day. You said there were two other trades, nothing significant today. Clearly was not a fun day.
Melvin Ingram and
No.
Melvin Ingram going to KC. There was so many rumors. I mean, it was crazy. The stuff. There was OBJ was rumored. There was Brandon Cooks
Gordon, I
was
was hoping.
rumored. Sorry?
Mel Gordon, I was hoping we get traded.
There was all kinds across the board. It's just like
Devontae
rumor
Smith.
after rumor after rumor. The Watson situation, and then it's like they were all big teases, and we got nothing. It's like, what the heck? But
Well, sometimes the best move is the one you don't make,
sure, that doesn't help us for what we want to talk about, though. Eh?
We're talking now.
Don't they know we're trying to run a
No,
podcast?
that's right. They weren't
What's
thinking of
going on?
us.
Come on.
They were not thinking of
Oh,
us,
man.
those
All
bastards.
right, let's get into some news that happened today. This is not good news. This is sad news, unfortunately. Henry Ruggs, the wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, was involved in a fatal car accident today. He reports were that he was driving intoxicated. We don't know exactly with what, but while he was driving at 3 a.m. in the morning, he crashed his Corvette into another car. The other car caught on fire, thus killing the driver of the other vehicle. He is now being charged with DUI causing death. Very tragic. Our prayers are out there for the family of the gentleman that passed away. Also, Henry Ruggs. Hopefully, he gets some help for this. This is a serious situation, but I mean, there still is some things here that this is another problem in this Vegas organization. The whole situation that's already started. Now you tack on this. I mean, this organization seems doomed, guys. It's crazy what's unfolding here. Nick, you were talking about what happens in Vegas for this kind of charge. Is there jail time affiliated with this?
Yeah, so with this, there's a minimum. If he gets charged with the drunk driving and killing someone, it's a minimum 2 years in jail with like a $5,000 fine, but it could be up to a maximum of 20 years in jail as well. So, I mean, all signs are leading to he was under the influence with a DUI, being charged with it. And of course, we know what the outcome of the accident was. So it's looking like at minimum right now, it's going to be 2 years in jail. And that for him sort of finishes that career in the Raiders, unless who knows down the line how long it really is, right? So we have to see what actually happens there. But it's just so totally sad to see, like, people dream about getting into this position to make the big leagues, to make the NFL, and then you ruin it and you just throw it all away, making such a terrible decision to, do something so stupid, and you just throw it all away. And like, someone would give up so much in their life to get to the position he was in. And it's just so sad to see someone just throw it all away for like what? Like, what's the point of what he did?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think that you put that combination together, young guy, lots of money in Vegas. It's kind of a recipe for disaster in most cases, right? Like, I mean, there's a lot of temptation. You do a lot of, I mean, listen, we were all there and we were all like 22. And we, if we look back on some of our decisions when we maybe were 22, it wasn't that, maybe
Can you remember
wasn't
that far
smart,
back, Sam?
but
Just checking.
yeah, you know what? It's kind of foggy. I mean, it is fading fast. But anyway, but like my point is, I think, when something like this happens, I don't know why teams don't have, because you got to remember these guys, unfortunately, a lot of these guys, or fortunately for them, they come from underprivileged backgrounds too. A lot of these guys, right? So they come into a lot of money. They don't know how to handle it. They don't and not only that, there maybe weren't any really, solid people around them the whole time, giving them that coaching or whatever the case may be. So I don't know why teams don't have life coaches or people that can be like mentors or like professional mentors to some of these young guys coming up, where they can go in or even give them advice and stuff like that. So not to say that whatever Henry Ruggs needed that, but I think he made a series of bad decisions which led to this, right? So I mean, how many other people are kind of going down that same road, right? And you see this over and over in the NFL, not only the NFL, but other professional sports teams as well. But there really isn't, I know that they do now financial planning and stuff like that, financial classes, whatever. But even just in general, life coaches might be a good thing for teams to kind of onboard. I don't know. Do they have them in the NFL? I don't think
Not
they
official,
do.
I don't think, but I'm sure they can.
The teams have
they
to have
choose
something there, but I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the background of all of that or who they have to help them. I'm sure that they have people somewhere to do some things, but the problem is you can't be with these players 24/7, right? That's the issue, right? I mean, look at what happened with
No,
Des
of
Bryant.
course,
Des
of
Bryant
course.
was an issue at the beginning. The Dallas Cowboys hired 2 people to follow Des around for days, for the entire season, to make sure he wasn't doing anything bad.
Yeah.
He literally had bodyguards. But I was talking
Yeah.
about this with Phil this afternoon, and Phil, you brought up a very good point where you said you guys have money. Why not pay for someone to drive you home or have a driver? You know what I mean? You can afford that when you're rich. You have no excuse.
It's poor decision making. That's the problem, right? I mean, you're full of whatever alcohol or even whatever he was doing, and he thinks, yeah, I'm fine, everything's good, but there's no one there to say, dude,
But that's
you're
the
not
thing,
fine.
right? That's kind of my
that's
argument.
the
When you're in a
difference, right?
position of financial wealth and great wealth, there are no excuses. I know the first defense is, yeah, we've all been drunk. We all kind of know what it's like to be like, yeah, I'm fine, I can drive. But that's not really true. I've been drunk hundreds of times, and I know when it's not okay to drive, and that's always it's not okay to drive. I'm not saying you went out after work with a coworker and had one beer and drove home. I mean, unless you have a really sick tolerance and that's going to get you drunk,
Right.
I'm sure you're fine. But that's not the case. He was out at 3:30 in the morning. You're trying to tell me he was out for one drink? There's no excuse.
No, he was
But
visibly
we
drunk.
don't know. We still don't know exactly what he
Of
was
course
on.
we
And their
don't know.
lawyers, their
Yep.
lawyers have said that they're going to investigate and get back.
Yeah,
to
we
us
don't
We're
know.
simply
all
assuming
judgment.
based on the media's report of a DUI. So under the assumption that
No.
exactly.
Well, the charge of a DUI, right? He was charged with it, so
Yes.
they had
They
to
said
have
he was
tested
obviously
him,
But he was under the
some way, shape, or
influence. We're
form,
assuming
right?
they mean alcohol.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, whatever.
Technically, he
it
could have been under the
Cocaine,
influence of something
weed,
else.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't even matter.
The fact that he's playing football probably indicates it's alcohol, because if he's on anything else, that's even worse.
Yeah.
So,
They would
but
be
yeah,
testing
I agree.
stuff.
It's a sad situation.
It's
I
true.
mean, it just sucks. It's again in this Las Vegas sort of conundrum that's already been this season, with issues with the coach and whatnot, and all the way across the board. Do you guys see him, if he ends up going to jail, which is what we're assuming looks like is probably going to happen here? Do you guys see him playing football again after at any point? I mean, he's only 22 years old. Could he come back? Could he play
wouldn't touch
again?
him.
He wasn't very good to
I wouldn't
start
touch
with
him.
the last 2 seasons. I mean, he was just starting to pick it up the last couple of weeks with Carr, but
I'm going to say probably not, especially if he goes to jail. I mean, at the end of the day, first off, it goes against NFL policy right off the bat. So they're going to suspend him regardless of what's going on, I think. And secondly, the receiver pool is so deep. It's it's up next
or Josh
type
Gordon.
of thing,
He gets
unless
to
you're
come back
an
every year,
elite
okay.
talent,
It's
which
pot.
he is.
Josh Gordon reinstatement day.
Well, but Josh Gordon is kind of like the he's kind of like, what's that wrestler, the journeyman wrestler?
We live in
the
Canada.
guy that
Jobber.
fights
We root
everybody.
for
and
Josh
that's Josh
Gordon to go
You know what I
back.
mean? Like he
We
goes
live
in
in
there and takes
Canada.
them out.
I get him
You know?
every
Come
year
on.
on one of my teams just to have him, because if he goes
Yeah.
off and does that
never know.
that 1,800
You
yards
so
he did in
do.
that one season, I'm still on that.
But
one.
I don't even
yeah.
think
know.
Vegas skips a beat with him there.
Yeah.
With him there. With him not there.
2012.
No, because he wasn't doing much to
No,
begin with. So
Brian
they're just gonna
Edwards
next
is
man
stepping
up
up.
it.
You got Waller hopefully coming back
Yeah.
healthy. You got Hunter Renfro was there who could easily
Next
step
up.
in for
Next
Ruggs'
up, right?
snaps.
Yep.
You guys think
I think this upticks Hunter Renfro for sure.
I think he's the one that benefits the most from this.
Yeah,
From a fantasy standpoint, of course, not to
Thank
be.
you. I have him on a couple of teams.
you guys think
Appreciate
just because
that.
now Gruden's gone and it's kind of chaos there? Like, do you think this is something that maybe he would have been tighter on, and he's just kind of laxed with nobody there to kind of have strict rules on players? Like, do you think it's something to do with that?
it's weird timing. It's interesting you say that. It's weird timing because it did happen afterwards. We never really heard anything beforehand of how these players were,
Yeah.
but Sam brings up a really good point too. I mean, a young player in Vegas. There's a lot of temptation down there.
Sure.
I mean, I all of us, have you guys all been to Vegas? I know
No.
Nick hasn't, but of the other guys, have you been to Vegas?
Absolutely.
Like you haven't
No,
either?
me and Nick are going next year.
It's
yeah.
definitely
Let's
a
do it.
place that you could
Let's
lose
do
a
it.
lot of money. You could lose a lot of everything over there if you're not careful.
Sensory overload, boy.
That's what I'm kind of saying.
Yeah.
Like any other like regular full time coach would probably have curfews on these guys in such a city like Vegas. You think now maybe because it's just an interim thing, it's kind of scrambled all over the place. Maybe they didn't overlook that.
But yeah, maybe. But I think, again, I mean, maybe it was a one-time bad decision that
Yeah,
happened.
in
But
1 second,
I don't
anything can
know.
happen.
It might have been. But what I'm saying is, how many other times did it happen and maybe nothing happened? And how many other
exactly.
players are kind of doing that too and nothing happened? I don't know if it's a systemic thing. I have no idea. But again, I go back to this kind of like young guys, lots of money, kind of like directionless in some cases. They need to kind of, and maybe you're right, Frank. Maybe if you had a strong coach in place where you respected them and they were like a father figure and you really wanted to kind of show them that you're, doing all the right things, maybe it would happen. Given about Gruden, I don't know if that's the guy either, right? Because
No,
I mean, look at
Gruden,
that
no,
guy.
no,
So
that's
he's
true.
a bit of a disaster too.
And Al Davis
But,
is a mess
well,
too.
yeah.
So
Yeah, but there's no structure right now, and it's just all over the
yeah,
shit show
I don't
right now
know,
for that
man.
team.
There's a whole, like I said, it's a big, just
Yep.
giant pot of mess in that city, and it's not looking good. And again, we have our prayers for the person that did pass away and their
that's
families.
the saddest
and
part, right?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
shame.
Innocent bystanders.
yeah, it is. So, but let's forget about some of this sad stuff. Let's move into talking to some regular football stuff again. That was what else do we have on the slate today?
Now I'm depressed, James. Thanks a lot.
This might be some more sad stuff. Derrick
Jeez.
Henry, boys.
Not the
Derrick
Lions.
Kansas
Henry,
City's offense.
The ex-best player in the AFC. Is that
the
what we're
best
calling
running
him?
back in the football game today. I was looking at his stats and his stuff. He was, I think, almost like 40 points ahead of anyone close to him, or it was just crazy the numbers he was putting up. And he got hurt on Sunday. It is I know it's a fracture of the foot, Jones fracture. That's it. Which
Jones
he
it's a
had
Jones
surgery
fracture.
today or tomorrow. It is, and he's going to be out for at least
Today.
6 weeks. Usually these injuries are 6 to 10. They say the 10-week range is when you probably be able to come back. Which, for fantasy purposes, this would put him probably out until the finals, maybe the week later, depending on when he comes back. What does this do for the Kansas City Chiefs? What does this do for fantasy perspective? Gentlemen, what do you guys think? How sorry, on did I say Chiefs?
Doesn't affect the
Did I
Chiefs
say
at all.
Sorry, for the Tennessee Titans. I'm sorry. The
It might
Tennessee
help
Titans.
them, though. I mean, they're an AFC
Nothing's-
team. You never
Nothing's
know.
helping the
Yeah.
Chiefs. The Chiefs are in trouble.
No, it
But,
doesn't matter who.
As for
I could play running back for Tennessee and beat
yeah.
the Chiefs.
As for the Titans, they did sign Detroit folk hero Adrian Peterson.
1 year.
Detroit.
He's
folk
officially
hero.
signed.
Oh yeah.
He was there for 1 year and led their team and everything. What do you mean? He's a folk hero.
Was Frank Gore busy? Was he not available?
I think Frank Gore was second on the list, and then Todd Gurley was third. So I think that's how it went, and that's because That's only because
sad for
Le'Veon
Gurley.
Bell
Yeah,
and
for
Devontae
Gurley.
Freeman were already in Buffalo.
What
That's
about
the only. I'm
Alfred
sorry, in
Morris?
Baltimore. That's the only reason why that's how
Yeah,
that
it's
went.
true.
So
I still
It's true.
think
But yes,
they would
Adrian
be ranked
Peterson-
behind Peterson.
AP signed to the practice squad. They're saying he's going to be promoted up.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing they said that he'll be in the game on Sunday.
Sure,
So,
they called him. He got on a plane, flew out there, shook someone's hand, and signed a piece of paper. They didn't work
Adrian
him out.
Peterson.
They
How
just
you gonna
saw
work
his
out for him?
legs, and they're like, "Okay, he's good." It's Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
He can get
We can do
100
this.
yards
We're
just on
fine.
his reputation
We're
alone.
fine.
my question to you guys is, what does this do to the Tennessee Titans?
Definitely a setback
And is Adrian
from
Peterson
Henry,
enough?
but-
Are you guys all spending as much fab as you can this week, tonight, so that you can get him?
Not
What are
at
we
all.
looking at, boys?
Not at all.
No.
No.
No,
No.
you don't
no.
have faith.
No.
No. This is going to be a running back by committee.
You-
There's
even-
no doubt. Adrian Peterson hasn't played football in over a year. He's 36 years old. I think he can be a viable low-end RB2 or maybe a flex play against good matchups. He's going to be a first down back. He's going to get maybe 10 to 12 touches a game. But he's not going to be Derrick Henry. Come on, guys. Calm down. I know that
Oh no, he'll
O-line's
never
great.
be. No. He'll
He's
never
not
be.
even
There's
going to
no
be
one
a
Derrick
22,
Henry.
23 touches a game
I don't think he was the
type
leading
of
rusher.
back.
Can you bring that? No.
It doesn't have that
No,
stamina.
they're
He's
not
too
gonna-
old. I
yeah,
think.
they're
He's
not
not
gonna
going
risk
to.
him
Yeah,
getting
you
hurt.
need. You're gonna.
Yeah,
They're going to
no.
Detroit said
no,
that,
okay with
and
us.
he ended up being the leading rusher on Detroit, ahead of Swift and ahead of who else
Yeah, but
was
that's
there?
Detroit, though. I mean,
Not
I don't
ahead
think-
of
I don't think he was the
Swift.
leading
yeah, but
rusher.
the leading rusher
He-
with 400.
he was their
Carry
best.
on
He
Johnson
was up
because
there.
Carry on Johnson couldn't make a
Kerryon
college
Johnson's a
team
mis-
after being
oh my gosh.
drafted.
That guy's a band-aid. Oh yeah, no. Well, I think I don't know. I think he could jump in there, and remember, this is a run-heavy team. They do not want to change the structure of how they have this game set up, their game plan. I know he's not Derrick Henry. He's not going to bulldoze 12 linemen and walk through for a touchdown, 100%. But I mean, he might be a viable RB2, RB3, like you said, Phil, that could help some
Yeah.
teams down the stretch if he becomes the 3-down back for them. I
Definitely.
just don't know if he could be
If
that.
you're the type of person in a situation right now where you're a competitive team, you're fighting for the playoffs, you got some bye weeks coming up, you need to put a plug in for those bye weeks, 100%. Go and spend some fab money. You got fab money you haven't spent, you're not low on dollars, go pick him up. He could play 2, 3, 4 weeks for you here and there based on where you need him, and I'm sure he'll get you a low floor, maybe 10, 12 points. That's all you really need to get through your bye weeks. Then you go back to playing your studs.
What about the other running back there, McNichols? Would you take him over AP then?
Not over him. I think AP probably
yeah.
is going to be the lead guy there. McNichols is going to have the same role of being the pass catching guy.
That's gotta
and
suck that you're
the change of
there on
pace
the
back,
team.
right?
The guy
That's
goes
what he's
down,
been.
and they go inside AP, and you're like, shoot, I'm still in the same role I started.
See, I don't think it's going to be the same role. Yeah,
Yeah, but he's not
definitely
that type
your
of
first
running
down
back.
He's not built for that. I think he could handle that role.
No,
The question is
he's
they
not.
still need the depth. So even if they gave him the job and they gave him, say, 13, 14 touches and they gave Adrian 10 touches, so he's technically the lead back, that's more touches than before. That makes him a viable flex if you need him on bye week, sure. But again, depends on your league. I mean, if you're planning on spending $20, $30 because you really need a bye week plug-in, then go based on your league settings. If you're playing standard, get Adrian Peterson. You're going to rely on that goal line touchdown. Hopefully that gets you the points you need. If you're in a PPR, go with Nichols. He gets a couple of catches, you get those 3-4 extra points,
Yeah.
and then maybe he gets in for a score. His ceiling's a little bit higher in a PPR league. That's the way I would attack this situation. It's very similar to Boston Scott and Jordan Howard going into this week as well. If you didn't pick up either of these guys, you're sitting there scratching your head because they both got the same amount of touches, they both got the same amount of yards, they both got the same amount of touchdowns.
Same with Connor and Edmonds.
Exactly.
I
Another
remember-
great example.
I remember Nick on the weekend, and he had Boston Scott, and every time Jordan Howard rushed a touchdown, I sent him a message saying, Jordan Howard.
I picked him up in a few leagues.
I know.
Yeah, but Boston Scott got two of them too. It
I
was
did
like,
tell you to
okay,
start
I'm
Boston
fine
Scott.
here.
I said the upside was
It was
there.
like-
I just didn't expect Jordan Howard to
You
get two
did, you
touchdowns,
did.
too. That was,
Right.
but
No. I also think the Tennessee Titans signed, or at least the practice squad.
Yeah, he hasn't been relevant
Yes.
anywhere.
He
anyways.
he hasn't done anything for any team he's been on, but that is another running back
He
to
hasn't,
take 4 to 5 carries.
They also have the guy on IR. I can't remember his name.
exactly.
The one that backed up
Evans,
Everton.
right? No.
Is it out for the year?
No, he's out for the year.
Oh, I thought he was on his. I know he was on IR. I didn't know if he was out for the whole year. Okay. Well,
No, he's back out for the year. He came
I've read
back
a couple
for
of
a practice.
fantasy accounts of some different people, analysts telling us the waiver wire pickups this week. So I was just curious to see what they were saying on AP. And it's crazy how across the board, Phil, they are all saying, guys, they're saying, go pick up AP, spend your fab dollars, go get him because he's going to be the lead guy on this team and he's going to win you some games down the stretch. So I'm a little torn. I don't know what to believe because I think like you guys the same way where I'm like, can a 36-year-old step in and do this and just be that guy out of nowhere?
Mike Davis.
He's not a 36-year-old like physically. If you see him on like his socials, he's still working out. He's still got those legs. He's a tank still.
Yeah,
He's in good
but
shape.
okay, Terrell Owens says he can come back and play too. Do you believe Terrell
he's
Owens
been
can come back
training.
and play?
Yes.
Peterson ran hard last year though.
Chad
Yes.
Ochocinco says he can come back and
100%.
play and beat everybody. Do you believe him?
No.
So I mean, it's
No. But T.O.
I would
can
love to
play.
see T.O. back.
T.O.
on
can
the
get
starter.
in there.
So can I ask you guys
T.O.
a question? We mentioned our friend Mr. Henry last week about being the best player in the AFC. Did we jinx him?
James
already?
did.
Like, I mean, do you think there's something there? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
So listen,
I believe
James only
James is
jinxes
the
a player
Yeah,
when he
he's
trades
always the
for
jinx
him and
with
he gets him
anybody.
on his team. I did not trade for this guy this week or last week, so I didn't put him on my team. It is not my fault. But the average of probability does state that eventually you're going to break down. And I've been saying this actually from the beginning of the year that I thought this was the year that he could possibly get hurt. And it happened.
Now, wait. Here's the thing, though. Hold on.
Thank
Now that you
I'll
bring
take
that
it.
up,
I'm
and
good.
you're right.
Why would you say that? Don't tell
Derrick
me he's
Henry
right.
got hurt in what? In what? The first. He got hurt in what? The
And he
first
still
or
played.
second
I
quarter,
know.
right? And then he went
Into
and
the ground.
Titans ran him.
They
for
didn't know it
30
was broken
times.
yet, or they didn't know
that's
yet.
the problem. Yeah.
Like, the guy's hurt. So you basically ran your running back. I get you need him. I get it was a good game, a big game. But you ran him 30 times after he was hurt.
So,
and basically
but
now
you don't know when he
gave
was
him
hurt
10
though. Like
weeks
you don't
off
know,
in a
like
sense because he's
so you
injured.
know he was
Yeah,
hurt
could have
then.
hurt it again.
And you
But
don't know
you don't know
when
if
the actual
if it made
injury
it worse
happened,
or
right?
if he already
Yeah.
had
You
it.
don't even know if
The
he
crazy
knew how
part-
bad it was.
No, but that's what probably happened. They said, "How do you feel?" I'm good.
I'm
And he went back
fine.
out there.
Yeah.
The adrenaline in you, right? And the other crazy
Yeah,
part
probably.
is this: Derrick Henry at
Yeah.
50% is still stronger than half the linemen on that team that he was facing against. That's the crazy part.
You still
He
need
is
2 legs to
real.
run.
he was
And
still
he did it with
bulldozing.
one,
Yeah.
dude. You saw him.
He was still bulldozing.
So anyway, before we
Okay,
move on,
sure.
we could all agree
Yeah,
that
I'm okay with
James
that.
Brad's
It's okay.
right?
I don't own him in any leagues
Consensus?
because I can never get my hands
All right.
on him. So
Listen, if
I
you're
own him
saying
and it hurts.
James broke him and all the linemen that couldn't tackle him couldn't do it, I will take that as a compliment. That's fine. Feel bad for all your fantasy teams, and I'm sorry in advance.
Yeah, sure you do.
sometimes you just don't play your injured stars.
I also don't own any Derrick Henry in any leagues, and I'm not. It doesn't hurt my fantasy side. So
Well, in one league that almost all of us are in, we were going to have some problems with that.
Yes,
2
very
RB stack.
true.
We don't have to worry about it
Very
anymore.
true.
sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
Henry and Zeke.
Holler at me for a running back,
Sorry,
Mike.
Mike.
What other topics do we have to talk about this week? Let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
this
some
has all
good
been pretty
stuff.
gloomy news week so
let's
far.
talk about. I mean, we have some
Been a
other
bad news
injury
week in
news. I'll get to
general.
that later if we have time. But right now, let's talk about some good stuff. How about
The 49ers
the
won.
backup? No, that's not what we're talking about. The backup quarterback wins on the weekend.
That game
We
was so
had
fun to
two-
watch.
We had 2 backup quarterbacks.
It was a
who
good
pulled
game.
off
Come on.
crazy wins this weekend that nobody saw coming. We'll start with the first one with the Jets. White. What's his first name? Is it
Mike.
Tim White?
It's
What's
Mike.
his name?
It's Mike.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike White
It
of the
doesn't matter.
Jets, who no
Put
one
some
really knew
respect
who
on
this
his
guy
name.
was.
Yeah.
The Jets went out and traded for Joe Flacco to come in. People thought he was going to start, and Mike
He
White
didn't even
says,
want to leave
No,
Philadelphia. The bum took his sweet ass time getting on the plane.
Hold on. I got this. I got you guys. Don't worry about it. They're going in to face the number 1 seeded Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, I said that right.
Yeah.
They're at the top of the
That's
freaking
right.
thing. I took them in my survivor pool. I'm so pissed off.
Oh
Cincy.
man, the Jets.
And the Jets just steamrolled. They played amazing. I was like, what's going on?
The Jets knocked me out a couple
He
weeks ago. Ugh.
He threw the most yards of any quarterback on the week. There was a guy in Vegas who bet $1,000 that he would throw the most yards.
No
And
way.
it paid him $125K.
Wow.
I
Okay.
love
Yes.
Vegas.
Dang.
That's
Why
the
you
best
say
thing about
that? Like-
Vegas.
But can I say something about that? Can I say something about that? Can I say something about that? If this guy's betting $1,000 on this white kid, and he won, how much?
He just made
other
it back. That's
stupid
Lots.
bets did he put
Yeah,
in?
he probably
Luke?
lost money.
So
Yeah.
trust me, no, he did not. This guy,
Oh
this
my
guy's
gosh.
in the whole.
But it's like the whole
nobody's
team played
business.
better, though.
Trust
The wide
me.
receivers were catching balls. The defense was playing good. Michael Carter looked like an RB1. It was amazing in the game. It was
Do the
amazing.
New York
It was
Jets
like,
hate
what-
Zach Wilson?
Dude,
Maybe he has no
after the
friends in the
message you
locker
sent
room.
me on Sunday.
Because I'm
Douches.
sorry, Mike White strutted out there onto the field, and it
Oh.
looked like everyone was like, "Okay, I'm ready to play
Yeah,
some
yeah.
football."
The talking
Aye,
afterwards
aye, aye.
was they kept asking Salah there if who the quarterback's going to be when Wilson's ready, and he goes, "Right now it's Mike White. Once Wilson's ready, we'll reevaluate and we'll let you know then." Which basically says, "I don't know." So, I mean, he
But
looked
you
good.
can't sit Mike White if he keeps bringing you to win.
He looked good. I mean, that's a bad thing though, because now they're 2 games ahead of the Lions for the first overall pick.
Yes. Jacksonville win another one.
We need Jacksonville to finally win one, yeah.
No, you're
They got
good.
one.
Or
You
another
guys-
one,
you
yeah. That's
guys
right. They
are-
beat Miami.
Greco, you're in sole position of the first overall pick. It's very simple. It's Detroit's. They've won that as of right now.
I still have
So
faith they
that's-
beat Chicago on Thanksgiving.
Congrats, man.
That'll
Turkey
ruin
Day.
that
Congrats, Frank.
first round pick option. I'm just saying.
Not if Justin
No.
Fields plays like he did today, this week.
Yeah, everyone get excited about the one scramble he had because my team couldn't
No,
tackle.
not the one.
In a
Picked
losing
up San
cause.
Fran
one
defense this week. I was a
scramble
little
was
mad. I was
amazing.
expecting more points, and
That one, he did it before too, and there was a penalty,
With-
I think. But that
It
one
was
scramble
awesome,
was
and not
amazing.
because it was against my team. Like with respect to Justin Fields, that was an incredible play. I still, like,
Yeah.
to me, that was so mediocre compared to the stuff you see Lamar Jackson do on a regular basis. Like when I watch
Well, of
Lamar
course.
Jackson run, it's almost like my eyes can't keep up with the way his body moves. But yes, Justin Fields had a great game. It was a fantastic scramble that'll go down in the highlight reels all week.
We're getting off topic here, boys. We're supposed to be talking about backup quarterbacks that won football games.
Oh yeah,
Those
right.
guys are not. So
out
let's
of time
go
for that.
into
Let's
the
move to the
most
next.
Talking about the
important
Jets.
backup
We just
quarterback
did.
that
Let's
won
move
a
on.
football
Okay, let's move
game.
on. We already talked about this topic.
His
No, we
name
spent way too much time on backup quarterbacks.
Rush.
You notice how the
I think
only
we need to
time he
take a
cuts
vote.
us off is when it's
Dallas
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Who?
Only cuts us
I'll
off when
talk
it's
right through all of
Cowboys.
you. I don't care.
I'll talk right through you.
I love it. Cooper Rush, baby.
All right.
I love it.
Going into that game, you guys were ripping on all of us, and you guys were like, "Oh, this is not going to happen." I was a little bit scared. I won't lie to you, and
Oh, I was scared.
I went
I
into
was
silent
scared.
mode, thinking of
You were-
I had
you were
excuses
worried.
coming
Don't
to
lie,
why I wasn't
James.
going to be able to be here today, and it was an interesting game. But Cooper Rush, he got very lucky. That defense played unbelievable, and he walked away with his first win in his first start. And the Cowboys beat the Vikings.
I wonder
and
if
it was a
Cooper Rush
good
is
Sunday night.
is a twin. Because when they went in at halftime and that team came back out, there was a different quarterback starting for the Dallas Cowboys. Because he
Oh, he was
played
still there.
He just
so
got
much better
comfortable.
in the second half. And that
He-
defense played
he
great
got
all the way through.
comfortable.
So, I mean,
Yes, they did.
Kirk
So-
Cousins sucks.
Kirk
apparently.
That is
Cousins
for sure. Kirk
sucks
Cousins
in
awful.
prime
Oh my
time.
gosh, yeah. That's
Jeez.
and after we made our
That's
picks last week and we picked Minnesota, and even leading up to this, we were
31
like,
million, baby.
I didn't-
not all of us.
I didn't
just
pick
for the record. Not all of us.
Minnesota, assuming that Rush would be starting, because I don't think we had that information. I think we were all under the impression
Yeah.
still that Dak
Oh,
would
it's
be
game time,
back
yeah.
healthy after
Yes.
the bye.
We did.
But even
Correct.
after,
They would have beat them by 35.
Yeah, right. They would have won even more.
And maybe they would have lost if
I
Dak was back. You never know, right?
I totally forgot Kirk Cousins on prime time.
Me too.
So let's go back here. There's a few things that happened in that game. One was the
still.
first time that a person by the name of Cooper threw
Nobody
a
cares.
touchdown
Move on.
to a game person whose last name is Cooper. That never happened before in the NFL. Just thought I'd Point that out there.
Send
Just,
that ball to
and
the
it
Hall
was
of
the
Fame.
Is
winning
that ball going to
touchdown.
sell for
Just
$500,000 too?
in maybe Dallas, it might.
So, did you guys hear the story
Knowing the
about
Cowboys
last play
fans,
there?
yeah, it might.
Since you're talking about the Cooper to Cooper. So they had the huddle.
Nobody cares.
Well, I thought you would because you're a Cowboys fan. Anyways,
did.
they had the huddle, and within this last huddle, Cooper was off to the sideline because he was fixing his hamstring. But he ends up coming back for this last huddle, and they're in the huddle, and CeeDee Lamb is like, "Can I take this spot and get this last, this play?" Because he's like, "This is going to be it. We know it's going to be it. Give me the play. I want to get the touchdown for the win." And basically, Cooper came out after and basically said, "I thought it was pretty cute that CeeDee Lamb wanted to do that, but we all knew it was going to me." So it was funny.
CD would have dropped it.
Well, it was so no. It was. There's a little more. There's a little more to that. The play call was set up for it to go to Amari Cooper. CD wanted to switch with Amari so he could go get it, and Amari looked at him and goes, "No, that's my play. I'm catching that ball." So and he turned to him and said, "Young one, you're getting there. You'll get your chances, but that's my ball." So I like the competition. I like the fact that they're talking. But Amari Cooper is the lead wide receiver right now. So
because he catches the ball.
I think actually, well, that's the thing. I think CD did drop a ball in the corner of the end zone a few plays before that. So or a few drives before that. So yeah, but either way. Cowboys win. Cooper Rush gets his first win, and it was a good night for us. It was a good Halloween. I had some good candies afterwards. I mean, it was fantastic.
Cowboys. Just for
Cooper Rush got his first and last win. I think.
Seeing the silence in our group chat of the three of you not being able to say anything after they won was priceless.
Let's move it on. Let's go.
I just wanted to inform everyone that Mike White was actually drafted by Dallas, so that's another win for Dallas.
Woohoo! Sure, I did.
James, is that your daughter? I think I hear your daughter.
No, I'm good. I got no one's awake. We're good. Don't worry.
I know we almost got lucky. Don't worry.
I would take the lead.
So that's right. I got a backup. We're good here, guys. Don't worry. Is there anything else, Dallas? You guys?
We'll leave it, James, because I know when we start talking about the games
forever. Though I think
we're gonna be in there for a while, so it's fine.
Oh, that's right, because Dallas plays the Broncos this week. Oh, this is gonna be a good. We have to put a bet down before the week's done. Okay, I like it. All right, we'll get back to Dallas Broncos later. Then let's continue.
I have no idea what you're saying.
All right, let's get into an interesting topic I have here, and this one's going to be fun. It's a little talk here. On Thursday night, Aaron Rodgers beat the Arizona Cardinals without Devontae Adams, and basically
he had his favorite guy,
all he had was
Randall
Jones,
his best buddy.
Robert Tonyan got hurt, I think 4 drives in. It was like all he had was Randall Cobb and whatever else is there, and
it's pretty much all he needed.
Ended up walking away with a win over the Cardinals and gives them their first loss of the season. So my question to you guys is, who would you rather have, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers? And
Tom Brady.
But that's not fair. That's biased.
That was quick. Yeah, you're a Lions fan and you hate the Packers, so I get that. But let's be honest here. I mean, out of the two quarterbacks, guys, like
I'm gonna say
it?
Rodgers. I'll say Rodgers. I'd rather
another one.
I mean, first of all, I hate Brady. Did I mention I hate Brady?
You guys are both biased on this chat here. Okay, can we get some unbiased here? Just some straight up. I don't like the Green Bay Packers either, but I mean,
it's a tough call.
Tough, man. They're
right.
Both
they're so good, and it's just like I think both of them in a situation where it's like, okay, I got 2 minutes and I want to drive the field and I want to score a touchdown to win the game. Honestly, having both under center there, like as my quarterback, I don't think either one would be bad because I feel like those are the two guys in the NFL right now that if I did that, they would be able to do it. They would be able to get my touchdown, right? I don't know which one I would pick.
Aaron Rodgers. And for one reason and one reason only. He's younger.
Yo, that costume was
I thought you were going to say because he dressed like Keanu Reeves on
that was a great
Halloween.
Costume. But I mean, there's no other quarterback aside from these two that I would rather have. They're the best of the best. They got ice in their veins. They're both ultimate competitors. How could you go wrong with either or? I mean, Rodgers is
I
maybe a
agree.
little bit more welcoming to his teammates, so maybe there'd be a little bit more chemistry off the bat. And
Yes.
Brady comes across as a little bit of a drill sergeant. But I mean, whatever works for your team, they're both exceptional.
I think Rodgers is more of like the like Brady. It seems like guys come and play for him, and they have his back. Rodgers to me has always kind of been like always troubled and always, he's always bitching about something. He's complaining about something. He's always getting his GMs fired, his coaches fired, complaining. They need better receivers, whatever. Brady takes what he's given to him, and he usually succeeds with it. Like his guys step up for him.
But could that have just been the culture?
It's true.
Right? He played for the
It was.
Patriots.
Yeah, because
Very
Sting was
true.
a hard ass. He's still a hard ass. That's Belichick. That's what he does. I mean, and I could see why you guys think that, but he's right. Brady is a complainer and a whiner. I'm not Brady. Rodgers is a complainer and a whiner.
But
Look what happened at the beginning of this season.
But Rodgers plays for
Rodgers still gets the team behind him.
Rodgers plays for an organization that's run by the people. Right? Brady played for an organization that was really a well-oiled machine where everyone had their role and you couldn't say anything. So those cultures probably had a big impact on their personalities
let's put it
later
this
on
way.
in life.
Let's put it this way. Rodgers, his team drafted a backup quarterback in the second round, Jordan Love. The Patriots also drafted a backup quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo, but Brady didn't like it. So what did they do? They traded him away. What did Green Bay do? They still pissed off Rodgers.
I don't know,
so
though.
you're right.
Like,
that
look at what
organization
Rodgers
is a
came out and
problem,
said
there is
the
issues
other
there.
day.
But
He said he's having the time of his life in Green Bay, getting his best friend in Randall Cobb and driving to practices with Bakhtar.
Yeah, look what it took though. He had to sit out.
yeah,
He says that every year, though.
Yeah, but he had to sit out and he had to complain and whine to do that. Tom Brady walked into the owner's office and just said, "Get rid of Jimmy," and he was gone the next day.
Exactly.
Because that's the relationship he has with Robert Kraft.
Right.
Right?
And Rodgers has no relationship.
You're trying to tell
with
me
management
that
in
if
Green Bay.
Rodgers turned around tomorrow and said, okay, I'm going to the Detroit Lions, that every single free agent out there wouldn't be like, okay, I'm going to Detroit too.
Are you playing Madden again? Is this what you're doing?
But that's what I'm
Especially
saying.
with the
Brady
comments you made
gets up
last
and he
week
goes
when you
over to
said that
Tampa,
you're
and everyone wants to go to Tampa because he's just that good. The same thing would happen with Rodgers. Same thing happened with Peyton.
not if you went to Detroit. I don't think anyone's going to Detroit.
I don't
I
think it
think
matters.
Rodgers though.
I
I
think
think
he's that
Rodgers wouldn't be as like. I don't think he has as many friends outside of his teammates and guys that he's spent time with.
I think that's his
Yeah.
personality, though. I agree with you, Frank. He seems like he's a very reserved person. But I mean, I can relate to that. I have very few friends. I'm forced to talk to you
I
guys.
just feel like Rodgers rubs people the wrong way.
You can leave anytime you want. There's a button there. It says hang up. You can go, man. We're not stopping.
But I mean,
you.
quality over
Just letting you
quantity.
know.
And you're right. He does come
Yeah.
across as antisocial. But I mean, we don't know him personally.
No. So at the end of the day, have we basically decided that we don't know which of the two to pick and we take either or? Is that the option?
That's
here?
really
aside
tough.
from Sam, who obviously
Frank
would take
the other
Rodgers
way, yeah.
because he hates Brady, and Frank, who
Yeah.
would take Brady because
Yeah.
he hates Rodgers.
I'll say this: if you're talking, just say we have one drive, you have like a minute left. I would take Rodgers in that situation. But overall, you look at everything, I'd pick.
I still
Brady.
think I take Brady.
Speaking of one drive, with a minute left, right? Like in the group chat, do you guys remember that like under 2 minute drive when they were driving? And I was like, hey, why don't they just let them score so they can get the ball back? Like, I mean, it didn't work out that way because the way it went down. But why didn't they just let them score in those situations? Teams, I often think to myself, look, you know what? If it's a one score game, let them score. You're up
Because
down by
then,
4.
because what if
and then
something
you could
happens like
kind
it
of
did in
go
that
back
game?
and-
That's why you don't let them score because
Right,
look,
but I
they
mean,
got
yeah.
AJ Green did
I get it.
whatever he was looking at. I have no idea except for the ball coming, and the
playing
defender
defense.
was just
It
like,
was
"Oh,
playing
thank you. This
defense."
is an interception," and he walked
Yeah.
in, and it ended the game.
AJ
Yeah,
Green's
exactly.
controller died. Controller died.
He got excited and it was
But
unplugged.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
Controller disconnected.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
I was just kind of
Sam,
like thinking.
it's one of those same plays. Look at Buffalo 2 weeks ago, right? The Buffalo was about to
Yeah.
they were going to win that
Run the
game.
clock all the
what
way
happens?
down on the
Josh
goal
Allen
line.
slips on his own 2 feet and falls, and he doesn't get the first down.
Yeah,
Right?
That's luck.
It's one of those things, right? When you leave it, there's
Yeah.
always a chance. Like no
I don't
matter,
know.
even if it doesn't look like it.
but you're already kind of, yeah, I guess so. I understand what you're saying, because there's always a chance,
Right.
like what happened that game on Thursday, obviously. But
And
I don't
to
know.
go
I mean, I just
down
think
the field
you have
in
the fate
yeah,
in
but to
your
go
own
down the
hands,
field
right?
in
2
40
minutes.
seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it was left, it's not easy to do that, right?
No, they had they had over a minute. It was
What
Arizona's
about the
defense
Denver
too.
Washington game? And you got Denver trying to run out the clock, and Javonte Williams fumbles the ball, and Washington recovers it and is in a position to win the game now. Right?
Right.
It's anything can
I don't
happen. That's the craziness of football. That's why we watch it. That's why we love it. So
That's a big time Belichick tactic, though, to let him score. It happened a couple times.
Yeah.
You know,
Then
Patricia did
the
it.
fate of the game is in your hands. At least you win or lose the
right,
game
but
based on
you can
what
do that
you're
when you
doing.
have a quarterback like Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
When
And Aaron
when
Rodgers,
you
that's
when you
what I'm
don't
saying.
have that quarterback, it's
But that's what I mean. Like
yeah.
when
But
you have
he
an elite
also didn't
talent
have
like
any
those
wide
guys, right?
receivers though, Sam. Remember.
But we just said that he
But
didn't need
I mean,
it. He had
in a
Randall
minute,
Cobb
with a
and
minute
that was
left,
it.
do you feel as confident when you don't have Devontae Adams, MVS,
Oh,
Robert
maybe.
Tonyan in
Yeah,
that
I
game?
guess.
I don't feel that confident anymore in a minute
Yep.
left. It took them a
Yeah,
whole
I guess-
game to
I
score
guess
the
so.
amount of points that they did score.
Big
I mean,
time.
Arizona missed J.J. Watt.
yes, they did.
So did Arizona did they win the game? I mean, I guess Aaron Rodgers
Arizona
did play
could have
really
won that game. It
Obviously,
should. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Green Bay
Arizona
played
lost
very
that
well.
game more than
Yes.
You
the other
can't
way
knock
around.
Green Bay.
Right.
They didn't play bad. Arizona did not play the way Arizona had been playing the 7 weeks coming into that game.
Yeah, totally.
But they
Totally
had the
agree.
chance to win that game and at least tie it. They should have tied
They
it.
blew it. They
So,
should have tied
but-
it exactly. Like it was
I think
crazy,
if it was
but
a bit
anyway.
different, like say a touchdown would have put them maybe 2 points ahead, and they had just had to kick a field goal to win, I think they would have let them score. But because either way, if they can hold them, they kick a field goal and they tie the game.
Right,
They
because
still
you
have
need a
chance.
touchdown,
Yeah.
and that you're right, Frank. Because you need a touchdown to win. Even a field goal wouldn't help you if they scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
So,
So
there's
end of the
that
day,
too, right?
we are torn. We would love either of these quarterbacks on our. I mean, Sam would love
Yeah,
any
the rumors
quarterback
are
on his
there.
team. He's still looking. So would Frank on the Packers there.
Hey man, we were connected to Rodgers at one point.
Yeah,
so you
and he
never know.
chose
It
not
could
to go there
happen,
because he
right? Like,
realized that's a
remember?
shit show. I'm not going there. So
He wasn't going anywhere.
he was also
just
connected to
flexing.
the Oakland to the Las Vegas Raiders at one point. So I mean, if you want to be in that group, you're allowed to be. That's fine.
So is Rodgers done after this year in Green Bay? What do you think?
At the beginning of the year, I would have said yes. Now
They
I don't-
restructured it
if-
so he hasn't out after this year.
If they can figure out a way to keep Adams, Rodgers I think would stay. If Adams walks, I think Rodgers will walk.
No,
Taking.
nah.
So is Rodgers that guy to take
No,
pay cuts?
that's
to
No,
stay
not
creative
now.
To
That's
keep
another
this
thing.
team
No
together?
way. Not at this
No.
point of his
No chance.
career. Not when he's.
I don't think so
he
either.
already has indicated that he wants out and he can go anywhere to get a paycheck.
Yeah. He'll
If
get
they
there.
win the Super Bowl by chance, he'll come back. I think that's one of the other factors.
I
If
think
they
it's
lose
just
in
as
the
likely
conference
he can
championship
leave if he
again,
wins.
But yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Hey, I did my thing. I got you guys another Super Bowl piece. Can't be mad at me.
But he can say that now anyways because he could say, I got you the last Super Bowl.
No,
You're not going to
no.
win another one anyways for a while.
Doesn't count.
Come on.
Because Jordan Love's not winning him a Super Bowl. So
There were rumors they were going to trade him.
they still might. Maybe they'll draft another quarterback, another running back this year.
Another
Who knows?
slap in the face.
So,
Mm.
anyways, that's that. We did a lot of talking today.
We
boys.
did. We
had a
should
lot
get
of
into
good
our
topics
picks.
there. A lot of fun. That's what we're going to get into. Let's get into our picks. We're not going to talk about last week's scores because
Who's
they were
winning?
very bad.
Who's leading?
And,
Well, we get a
Nice.
Nick is currently still winning by 1
over.
over James by 1.
Okay, but guys, I this was my first week picking, so I don't know. Like, I mean, what does that mean? Like,
Yes,
I'm
we're
always
just-
going to be behind.
We'll aggregate your score at the end of it. And give you-
Exactly.
Winning percentage.
Exactly.
All right, or you could just give me Nick's leading score until this week and see what happens.
Sure.
Yeah,
Why,
we could.
why would we do that?
We
for?
could give you
should
the average.
last
We
place
could give you
guy.
the
and
average.
we
I mean,
should
like,
be-
look, it's Nick. I would have picked probably.
You
the
know
same
why you
as
wouldn't
Nick. That's
pick
what
the
I'm saying.
same as
Like,
mine,
I mean,
Sam?
Are you
just
saying
give me
you're
the
going to
better-
copy Nick?
Hold on,
Is that
hold
what
on.
you're
You
telling
know
me?
why
Well,
you wouldn't
from
pick the
this
same?
week.
I'm saying great minds think alike is what I'm trying to
No,
say.
there's
Except
no
when it
way
comes
he
from
would have
Dallas.
picked. See, he
Exactly.
wouldn't have picked the
And
same.
also,
He'd be at least
you know
4
why you
picks
wouldn't,
back
Sam?
because he wouldn't have taken
I'm
Dallas. any of
gonna
the
give
weeks.
Phil the question. Phil, why
I
wouldn't
never
Sam
said
pick the same
that.
picks?
I
as me?
never said that. I might take Dallas this week.
because you pick your favorite teams.
It doesn't work.
Sam
I'm
does
gonna
not
pick
have
Dallas
the same
every week.
favorites
I
as
pick
you.
by uniform color. That's
This
the
is
same
true.
thing.
This is true.
I pick
Yes.
by uniform color. I like the red team. That's the way I do it.
Do you have the same
Blue
favorite color as
explains
Nick?
so
Because
much.
his is
It's
pink,
blue.
which is also not a color. It's a shade of red.
The
Okay,
bad
gentlemen,
Jets and
let's
Colts.
get into the first game. Who's on Thursday night? I haven't looked at
Jets,
anything
Colts.
Here. Oh, we got the Jets at the Colts. All right, is White going to do it again, gentlemen? Let's start. Like I said, Frank and Sam, you guys are going first. So where are you
I
guys
say
going?
no. I say the Colts are going to win.
Sam's going Colts. Frank,
I think it'll be a close game. I think Jets cover, but I'm
Wow.
going Colts. to win.
I
two
don't
Colts.
think
Nikki.
he does it again. Not to that extent. I'm going with the Colts.
Colts at
I'm
home.
going Colts. Phil Colts. Perfect. That's 5 for the Colts.
I also think it's
All
going to
right.
be close, though. Should be a good game.
Yeah.
Might not be as bad as we thought
It's
it would
going to
be.
be a good game
Yeah.
for sure.
I really like the
Yep.
amount of opportunity Michael Carter is getting on the Jets right now.
Mhm.
I have him on one of my fantasy teams. He could actually help me a lot.
Yeah. All right. Then we go to the 1 o'clocks. We've got the 3-4 Atlanta Falcons at the 5-2 New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints now have a new quarterback because of the Jameis Winston injury. We aren't sure if it's going to be Taysom Hill or Trevor Siemian. Where are you guys going with this one? Here, we'll start the other direction because we'll rotate it around. So I am going to take, even if I think it's Taysom Hill, I'm going to take the Saints at home to beat the Falcons. I think they're still too strong. The defense is still too good, and Atlanta seems to be all over the place.
Yeah, I can't trust Atlanta's offense right now. I don't even know what's going on. Matt Ryan got hurt last week. I'm sure he's fine, but still,
I'm
that
going
just
to
adds
agree. I'm
to
going
it.
with the
I'm taking
Saints. I think
at
their
home.
defense is just going to be too much for the Falcons. I'm
Bill?
pretty sure it's
Sorry,
going to be
Sam?
Hill. Hill's on track to start. So
Simeon for the win, baby.
You think Simeon's going to start over Hill?
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
But
I put every
yes,
dollar-
I definitely.
he's on track.
Every
to come
dollar
back.
of fab I had on
There you
Hill.
go. Yeah. So
I'm
wanna see
not
your old buddy
making the
there,
same
Simeon.
mistake as I did
Nick,
last
we have to
time.
do something
Yeah,
about
I had
that.
him in a
because,
bunch of
Didn't
leagues.
we have
Yeah,
Jameis
it's not
Winston
good.
on our team there, buddy? I mean, we have to figure something out. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Yeah, but I'm still
So
going to
sad.
go with the Saints. So
The Saints, Frank?
Yeah,
You know, it sucks.
Saints.
We didn't even get to see the
5
connection
across the
of Michael
board,
Thomas
okay.
with Jameis
That's not
Winston
good
like I wanted to
sometimes.
see. I was waiting for that
No, we won't get to see it.
connection
no.
of Michael
We
Thomas
gotta mix
with
it up,
Jameis
boys.
Winston like
Come
I
on.
wanted to
Okay.
see.
Sam, you're right. This is getting
That's-
boring.
yeah,
Let's
like,
talk
you
about
know,
the
I was
big game
waiting
of the
for
week.
that.
Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos. The 4-4 Broncos go into Dallas to face my 6-1 Cowboys. Sam, I will let you go first.
why do
Where
I have
are
to
you
go
going
first?
in
I
this
want to go
one?
last.
Because I want to let you go first.
All right. I'm going Denver.
Is that a pride
Yes, it's a
pick,
pride
or is
pick. I'm
that your
taking an L for
actual-
my team.
Okay.
But anyway.
Taking it just so just so he doesn't go
That's
against them. Good for you.
Well, you know, Nick and I are going Cowboys. That's easy.
That's correct.
So, Frank and Phil, would you guys like to finish this off and put
You're
the
lone wolf
by
in it,
himself?
Sam.
Go ahead. Wait, we don't know about Frank. Frank, are you going to join him on this island, or are you joining
Frank,
us?
the water's warm.
I'll
buddy.
join you only because I don't want to fall behind you guys in the standings. That's all. Cowboys.
So you're
That's
staying
the
with the
only
Cowboys? Is that why? Enjoy it, Wolf. It'll be good. I can't wait to see it. Maybe we'll get together, Sam, and we can watch together so I can see you cry. We take some pictures, put it on the
Good
Instagram.
idea. I like
you know,
it.
how's
I like
fun?
where your head's at.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Should we do a bet on this if the Cowboys beat?
Oh,
or
stop.
do you not
Listen,
have
stop
you guys are
taking
betting.
advantage
wait,
of
wait,
him.
wait. Hold on a second. You guys are betting. Like, is Dak playing? Do you guys know if Dak's playing?
Yeah, Dak, even if he doesn't play,
Even
did
if
you see
Cooper
Cooper
Rush plays,
He was
man.
amazing. I don't
you
think
think
We're
lightning
going
does
them.
strikes twice? Come on, guys.
Not
Let's
Kirk
not
Cousins.
get carried away here.
I mean,
We're fine with Cooper.
Oh God! Oh
I know
please!
he's
I
not-
hope it's Cooper. I hope it's Cooper, so you guys can eat your words.
you tried to make us eat our words this week coming up. It didn't
Almost
work for
worked.
You guys.
Almost. You guys were scared. Don't
What
lie.
about Diggs? Is Diggs out?
Almost is only good in horseshoes.
Nope, Diggs is playing. He's fine.
Diggs is all good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, we walked away.
Jerry Judy's
I
back.
thought his ankle
Jerry
broke on
Jeudy's
that
back.
play, but yeah, but he's got no quarterback to throw to him. I'm fine. He had 4 catches.
Do you know who?
He had
do
4
you know-
catches
yeah.
last week, and he still led the team in the most targets. I mean, what
No,
am I
he
worried
didn't.
We're
about?
stuck on Dallas, guys.
Do you know who led the team last week? the guy that led the team last week on Denver was Tim Patrick
Yep.
again.
Yep.
In receiving yards, but not in actual receptions. It was Jerry Jeudy,
Targets
but
were
that's
Judy,
okay.
yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. So nonetheless,
still dropping ball.
we got Cowboys. Okay,
All
let's
right,
continue.
whatever.
here.
I'm just spicing things up. Not like, I mean, what do you
we
five
got-
across
we
the
got-
board on everyone? Come on, guys.
Two 4-4 teams in this one. So the 4-4 Patriots, who looked really good on Sunday, taking on the 4-4 Panthers in Carolina, who looked very bad. Sam Darnold is not playing. I believe it's Walker that's
PJ
going to be
Walker.
starting, from my understanding. So, I will lead. I will take the Patriots. Plain and simple.
I will follow. I will take the Patriots.
Okay. Nick, we got to get some different picks so I can get ahead of you in the standings here. This
is the point. I can take the same ones no matter what happens.
no
I'm
problem.
gonna
You're
have-
picking first next.
So is the backup effect not going to happen? Like, because, Darnold's not playing. Like, you never know, right? Like,
It's not Cooper Rush, so no, it's not going to happen.
It's not happening.
Okay.
Sam, go ahead. Since you're there, why don't
Who
you
you
tell
think
us who
PJ
you
Walker is over there?
Well, I'm going to take the, I don't know. Even though I hate the Patriots, I'll take the Patriots.
Brady's not there anymore. What do you hate them for?
I'm not a big Belichick fan either. Like, I mean, the two of them
Oh,
together,
okay.
I felt like kind of like,
You hate all of them, eh? Equally.
evil
That's
and
fine.
evil. I don't know. And the whole
Bill?
Boston thing, it kind of throws me off.
Boston.
I don't know. Sox,
where you going?
even the Sox, like, I mean, they're in our division in baseball. It's like, come on. Like,
I'm
whatever.
going to take a 2-interception game by Stephon Gilmore and the Carolina Panthers upset.
Revenge game.
Wow.
Ooh.
Frank?
Yeah, I like Carolina's defense. I think Mac Jones will make some mistakes. And
I like their defense too. I just don't like their
I
offense.
think
That's
score
the
on
problem.
defense.
Yeah, but PJ Walker could spark
Walker's,
them.
yeah, you can make plays.
Hey,
This is how we get everyone
Guys,
to
you
lose.
guys are
XFL
swaying me.
MVP.
You guys are swaying me.
That's what happens.
XFL MVP.
Wait a
We
minute,
got
can I change my
three
can I-
Pats,
can I change
and
my
two.
pick?
You can.
No,
you
you have to
can.
keep it.
Damn it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll keep it.
All right, now we got in a non-primetime game, the 3-4 Vikings and Kirk Cousins taking on the Baltimore Ravens, coming off a bye. Lamar Jackson 5-2 at home in Baltimore.
Everyone picks
A lot of
Baltimore.
1
Move
o'clock
on.
games.
Is anyone taking Minnesota? Anyone?
No.
I'll take Minnesota.
Continue
Give me
here.
Minnesota. I think they bounce back. Not prime time. 1 o'clock. 1
You're going
o'clock.
to take Minnesota? It's
I
not a
know.
spread pool, eh?
You're insane.
They're going to bounce
Okay.
back.
All right. Greg was trying to
They're
get
going to
some points
bounce
here.
back.
I like
but
it.
they're not
They'll bounce
gonna win.
back.
They're gonna,
I like it.
Anyway.
The 4-4 Cleveland Browns at the
Ooh,
5-3
Battle of Ohio.
Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, I hate the Bengals. I am going Browns
Bengals.
just because they pissed me off last week and cost me my survivor pool. I hate
Bengals
the Bengals. Going Browns.
But that's a bounce back. That's what
Yeah.
I'm picking. I'm picking the
Bengals.
Bengals for the bounce back.
That's
there.
fine. I'm
The
taking
Bengals.
Browns defense.
I'm taking the Bengals as well.
Yes, I'm a lone
I think
wolf.
they do
I
have
like
enough.
it. This is
Oh,
good.
come on.
No, I think that's trademarked. We can't do that. Though.
Yeah. A wolf sound effect is
Just
trade.
got to lower the bass a
We-
bit.
we got to make it something
Only
else.
the NFL
lone-
Network can howl.
It's not a wolf. It's a coyote. It's a
NFL
coyote.
slaps
Trademarked
packs
it,
of
coyote.
wolves. Yeah,
Oh,
coyote.
sorry, the lone coyote. Ooh.
It's a greyhound.
Dalmatian.
All right. The 5-2 Buffalo Bills
Oh.
at the 1-6 Jacksonville
Another
Jaguars.
14.5 spread.
I don't think I need to talk about that one. Oh, here's a good game, guys. Okay, so Phil, put 5 Buffalo.
Yeah.
in
Everyone
there,
takes
and
Buffalo.
Now we're gonna move on. This is a big game, gentlemen. This might be
Wait
the
a minute.
game.
Maybe I want
No,
to
you
take
don't,
the
Sam.
Jags.
Don't lie.
No, you're
Go for it,
I don't.
Sam.
No, I'm kidding.
Sam, you can
Anyway,
you can debate this next pick, okay? You
All
got
right.
the 1-7 Houston Texans at the 1-7 Miami Dolphins.
Miami
We'll let you
Is
pick first,
Tyrod
Sam.
played?
Wow.
Wow.
Tyrod Taylor may
play?
play this game. He may play this
You know
game.
what? If Tyrod plays,
That's interesting.
I don't know, guys. I'm going Miami. Screw it.
I don't think you can win in either of these picks,
Jeez.
Sam. It doesn't matter. I think we're all losing in this one. This game's going to be
Whatever.
bad.
I'm taking Miami.
I think this is a really close game, and I'm expecting it to be
7-7.
No, I actually think that
13-10.
it's high scoring. But
Shootout.
3-2.
I'm taking Miami.
Listen, I'm going Miami. I have Gesicki on a couple of
Which
teams,
team
so
has
that's
the
why.
safety, James?
I think if Miami loses this one, their following week will be a complete bust because they'll just give up.
If
I
you
think
lose
they're
this,
fighting.
you give up,
I
yeah.
think they're fighting with a little bit of pride still. I think Miami can take this.
So you're going Miami in this? All right. That's 2 Miami. Nick? It's not an
I
answer.
really don't like Miami.
So just take Houston.
Do you
And
like,
every time I've
do you
gone
like
against
Houston
them-
better?
No, that's the problem.
Well,
I
then
don't
pick
like
Houston.
either of them.
Then pick Houston.
But I'm gonna have to go with Tua in this one and see if he can maybe beat the Texans.
I'm
Frank?
going to Houston, the Texicans.
Oh, thank you. I was going to switch if everyone went Miami.
James?
I will ride the wagon with Frank and take Houston as well.
Nice. I think it really could go that way too.
I'm hoping
If
Tyrod
Tyrod plays,
to
they
go
have a good
better.
shot.
It's really listen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a coin flip, man.
I think
Let's-
the big
let's
thing
be
is
honest.
if Tyrod plays.
All right, the 5-2 Vegas Raiders at the 2-6 New York Football Giants. I mean, the
Ugh.
Raiders have been better.
Hmm.
It should be the Raiders in my eyes. I know this Ruggs thing is going to be something on their heads now, but they played with the other thing on their heads and they played really well. And
I mean, are the
go
Giants
Raiders.
going to be able to get their headsets fixed in time?
Yeah.
Saquon might be back though. There's a chance they were saying maybe, and Galladay
But
maybe
they
too.
They
lost-
played a bit of a moral
But they lost
victory this
Tony
week.
again, and then they lost Sterling Shepard.
No, he came back. He came
Yeah?
back. He got his
Oh,
finger
okay.
stepped
Yeah, it
on.
was
He
his
came back and
hand,
played.
yeah.
Yeah, he was
Still
fine.
got-
I think they lost Shepard
but-
again, though.
Shepard did go out. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Raiders. Nick,
I'll follow suit and take the Raiders on this one.
Phil,
Take the tie. Take the tie.
I'm going to take the damn Giants.
Elegante.
Giants. Woo!
I'm going
Frank,
with the Raiders.
Sammy,
Yup.
Sammy,
That's
you
a
there?
good one.
who's Sammy?
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we can.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay.
You
I'm gonna
sounded
go with the
better on
Giants.
mute. I think we should put you back.
Should
Actually,
have left it alone.
yeah, I think you're right. But anyway,
I don't know.
Perfect.
I'm going to go with the Giants. Screw you people.
MetLife's going to be cold this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one. I'm hoping the Chargers show up finally. The 4-3 Chargers, who we thought were a contender and all of a sudden have lost 3 straight since losing to the Cowboys, versus the 3-5 Eagles at home in Philadelphia, who also do
Did
not
you see
look very
them? They
good.
crushed the Lions this week. Come on.
the
Elite Super
Eagles
Bowl
had a bye.
contender.
Everybody
Oh.
crushed the Lions. What do you mean? That's not a. You count that as a win?
Wait, what
I
is
thought
that?
this was their bye week practice before the big game next
It
week.
was
I didn't know
take your
that
kids
that
to
was
work
That wasn't
day.
the practice against the fourth string.
Backup O-line.
Oh man. Yeah. Sure. They crushed the Lions. Fantastic. But a real team playing a real team, that would have been like a 14-7 game, not a what was the final? 45
Too much
nothing.
to not
What
enough.
was the score?
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's about right.
I'll start this
It
one.
wasn't good. Let's put
I'm
it
taking
that
the
way.
Chargers
44-6,
to have a
boys.
bounce back. They need a bounce back. I'm gonna take the Chargers.
We're gonna have another same pick here, James. I wanted to start for that reason. I'll take the Chargers as well.
Sam?
All right.
Shit, I should
I
change
think
my
I'm going to
pick.
go with the Chargers.
I was
too, then.
really debating taking Philadelphia here. The only
no changes.
reason why
Problem
I'm
is
not
it's
is 'cause
Philadelphia?
I think San Diego needs to break this 3-game losing streak. And
They're in LA now, not San Diego. But that's
Diego.
okay.
sorry, yes, LA, the Chargers. I actually write San Diego on my sheet still, just so I don't
Same
get them
thing.
mixed up.
Why you don't
But
you
yes,
don't
the
like writing the
Chargers.
Clippers abbreviation? LAC Clippers?
No, I don't. That means I have to write the Clippers abbreviation, and I'm a Lakers fan.
Oh. All right, so you're taking the Clippers?
The Chargers.
Philly.
Frank?
Frank's trying to get all the upsets as
Yes.
fast as
Frank,
He
you're the best,
needs to
Frank.
prove a point that Detroit's not that
Yeah, they
bad.
crushed the Lions.
Either Frank is going to be like the clear leader, or
Awesome,
he's going to
without
be
even
like
having
way
the first
behind.
4 weeks.
Like this,
All
We
right,
got,
what's next on our list? We got the 7-1 Green Bay Packers at the 4-4 Kansas City
Give
Chiefs.
me algebra.
I mean, can anyone take the Chiefs at this point?
I'm
with what
taking
we've
the
been seeing
Chiefs.
on the field. I have
Give me the Chiefs.
no faith. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm taking
the
the
taking
Packers.
line is
Chiefs, too.
exactly even right now. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be putting some money on that game.
Yeah.
I'm taking Green Bay.
4.
Yeah, I'm taking
Nick?
Rodgers in Green Bay. The Chiefs are broken, like I said. It doesn't look good.
We just talked about who's the best quarterback, and Mahomes was not in the
Man.
discussion with us, gentlemen.
Bounce back. We said that against New
Yeah,
York.
yeah, bounce back.
Green Bay,
that was against the
bounce back.
Giants.
Barely
That was
beat
the
New
bounce
York.
back.
Happen.
I think at this point, I'd be
a
more
bounce back week.
concerned
The whole week is a
if
bounce
Green
back.
Bay was playing the Jets than I am of Green Bay playing
Oh, my
Kansas City.
goodness.
You think about it. I'm just thinking about it from an Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
standpoint. You get to go into Kansas City, where everyone is saying Patrick Mahomes is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and you get to kick the crap out of Kansas City in Kansas City because they're playing so
Yeah.
badly. I just don't see them playing poorly.
He just did that to Arizona. Basically, everyone said
Yep.
there was no chance Green Bay was going to win, and he said, "Okay, and I'm going to go win."
Yep.
And he did. I'm like, you got to ride it.
Casey
So-
has to show me something before I even have any faith at all.
Agreed.
All right. Then we got the 7-1 Arizona Cardinals at the 3-4 San Francisco 49ers.
Niners
Phil,
all
this was-
day.
This was the one you said they were going to get the game back and win, right? This was what you
Yep.
told me a while ago. You also told me they were going to win the first one, so I don't know if I can believe you anymore. But so Phil's
That
going
was a
Niners.
close
Nick,
game.
where are you going?
I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. Unfortunately, the Niners that one time they were closer with Trey Lance, and I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo can do it.
Sammy?
I'm going with Baby Yoda, baby.
Hey, Baby Yoda, Arizona.
Cardinals.
What's the situation on Murray?
I just got it. I thought
You're
I
right.
didn't
Murray
see it. I was
could
like,
be
oh my
out.
gosh, he does look
Actually,
like Baby
I
Yoda.
forgot about
playing?
that whole situation.
I'm
But that whole
hearing
situation.
Murray should be good to play.
He's playing.
Yeah.
Come
He's
on.
still questionable, but
Yeah.
they said that he should be fine. So Frank,
I'm
where are
gonna
you
go with the
going?
Niners. Because even if he
Oh
is
my
back
gosh.
in,
I don't
think he's
even
gonna
know.
be-
That a boyfriend.
Stanley could be wobbly.
What happened to the bounce back? I thought this was the
Next
bounce
week,
back week,
after we
Frank.
lose to San Fran.
Oh, okay.
I think this is the
Alright.
disappointment week
He was
because
hobbling.
they
I'm
lost
going to take
already.
the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Yes.
I think they're going to cover.
Can we talk about the Lions versus the bye week?
I'm
gonna
taking
take
the
the
bye
bye
week.
The bye
Bye
100%
week
bye
all
week.
the way.
It's got to be the
Still got the
bye
number one pick, baby.
It's gonna be fun.
All right, the Sunday nighter. This should be this was supposed to be fun until Derrick Henry got hurt. It could still be, but let's see. The 6-2 Tennessee Titans at the 7-1 Los Angeles Rams. I don't want to pick.
I'm
first
going
on
to
this one,
pick
so
the Los
Nick, you
Angeles
go first.
Rams and Matthew
Sam, you
Stafford
wait
No,
your
no, no.
turn.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
against the now no Derrick Henry Titans.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the Von Miller-led Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, you got bias now, like Nick. I get it. Okay, Frank.
Oh, yeah, second in command next to Donald, but you know.
Yeah, I got the Rams. Rams defense is going to
Philly?
see a difference here, I think. And then-
Don't answer all at once, there, Phil. It's okay. It's not like we're waiting for your people sitting there.
I think this is actually a little bit tougher than people think, even though Henry's
He's
out.
flipping a coin or something.
The Titans play unbelievably well in prime time as a whole. And
Without
I hate
Derrick
the
Henry?
Rams. Oh,
Because you're a San Fran fan, of course.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson.
can I just say
Yeah,
I'm
but,
doing it for
but
Von Miller? No,
Von Miller.
Adrian Peterson, man. Adrian Peterson.
But you got Ramsey covering
You heard it
AJ
here
Brown.
first. I think Tennessee has a good
So,
chance.
wait,
but
I
I'm
got
taking
Ramsey
the
on
Phillies just so
Brown.
far behind.
When they signed
what else do they
AP,
got?
there was
That's
a meme
5
that came
across the
out. I
board,
don't know if you
Phil.
guys all watched Squid Game or not, but the meme was AP gets signed, and it was the old man really happy. And then it says when AP found out his first game is against Aaron Donald and the new Rams defense,
Mhm.
and then it was the old man really scared at the top of the bed.
Crying after he peed his pants.
You know what probably happened? I bet you AP said, listen, you guys are facing the Rams. Put me on the practice squad for week 1. I'll come in afterwards and let the other guys get
I don't
killed.
want to be murdered, is what he's saying.
For Von Miller, I really don't.
And then the trade went through for Donald. Like, I really don't want to go for Von Miller. Really don't want to be there. Oh my gosh. I just saw what the Monday Nighter is. I'm not looking forward to Monday at all. The 3-5
Ew.
Chicago Bears
Wow.
at the 4-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh,
I'd be surprised
to
if
start?
Justin
Anyone?
Fields leaves the game without an injury. Pittsburgh.
Yes, I agree with that.
I don't want to go.
Anybody want to start? You're going to start Phil
Um,
Pittsburgh? Okay.
You know
Pick?
what? Oh,
No pick?
give me
You're
Pittsburgh.
forfeiting your pick? That's fine. Sammy?
Oh boy. I gotta take Pittsburgh. Not that
Frankie?
I want
Najee Harris
Yeah,
gonna run all
Pittsburgh
over
at
them.
home.
That's all I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh at
I've
home
been there.
too.
It's a tough place to play.
I just don't like Chicago at all. I
Yes,
think what happened
it's
last
true.
week was good, but I don't think it's
Yeah.
happening. Now that Nagy will be back this week and ruin everything. So, all right, those are our picks for the week. Hopefully, they're a lot better than last week because that
Hey guys,
was bad.
should we maybe do like a pro line pool thing, man, with these picks? Like you never know.
Aren't those by
We
are they
could.
by picks? We know.
Box a few of these bad boys.
Hey, I'm leading. What do you want?
I think Sam, let's get a little bit better at it, get a better average, and then we can start doing that.
What are you
because
talking
the one
about?
from
We're
last week was
amazing.
not
So
very
what?
good.
It's a
I
bounce
can
back.
brag
What are you
about
talking
You
leading
can't brag
because
about
I'm
leading
leading.
when you get 6 right.
Hey, a few years ago, me and a couple of my and two of my
bragging
buddies,
about leading.
That's the board.
guys,
The one-
couple years
bounce
ago,
back.
The one,
Guys,
the one.
You can tell you guys are
Frank-
brothers.
couple years ago, I did one of those pools with two of my buddies, and we got them all right. We just needed a Monday nighter.
By
It was
what?
Chiefs versus I can't remember. Who it
Mhm.
was. So we went out, we watched the game. Chiefs won. We went partying. We went to the strip club after. We're like, holy shit, we're gonna win. We don't know how much we're gonna win yet, so we're like just partying it up. Ended up like 2,000 people went. No, we put in $80 because we boxed 4, and we ended up cashing
$150.
out
$78.
There was like 2,000 winners.
Yeah.
I won that week.
wait.
Frank, I won that same week. I won that same week. We won, I believe the exact
but-
number was $82
Yes,
because or
yes,
$83
yes,
because we won
no,
75 cents
yeah.
each.
we won
we
$2.
won
We
75
won $2
cents
total.
each, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right. It was $82.
Yeah, but you didn't go to the strip joint, so you weren't in the hole like 1,000.
Yeah,
right?
we were
No,
down.
no. I
Oof.
waited to collect the ticket the next day and then I cried. The guy at the convenience store watched a grown man cry because I thought we won at least 10 grand.
That's
Because this
Frank
pool
every
goes
season
for
with the-
like
the
100
prizes.
Sometimes
Prizes
it's-
all the time.
to
sometimes it's like-
800,000 sometimes.
Yeah, it depends.
Oh man, that's I feel bad. for you.
$83.
Yeah.
But I mean, Frank, that fits in the suit that you do things with, man. It's right
Yeah,
along, and
yeah.
your lines of how your football stuff goes. That's there. I mean, that's the heartbreak. So,
Par for the course.
anyways,
Probably.
guys, we've done a lot of time here. We've talked a lot.
Yeah,
had
we
some
lost
fun.
most
It
of our
was good.
viewers already, I'm sure.
These bananas.
If that's what happens when Sam joins here, he talks way too much and it just goes overboard. This is what
Sorry.
what it is. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back next week with some more interesting
Ciao.
NFL tidbits and topics. And until then, enjoy football. Have a good night, guys.
Peace out.
See everyone. Hopefully we have less depressing news next week.
Well, the Cowboys will win and the Broncos will lose, so we'll be
I
having
said
great
less
news next
depressing
week.
news.
Well, yes, one of us will be, or two of us will be depressed. Depending.
Sam's not showing up next week. All right, guys.
Go Lions. Go Lions.